actually haven't talked about it is the SecDef signed out a memo called Army Transformation Initiative and told us to do things.
Yeah.
Like consolidate 2 of our 4-star headquarters, consolidate some of our Forces Command with some of our Army North and Army South. So the rest of the summer is working through how do you do that mechanically? Like where do you put those people? Do we keep those people? Because like the other thing that the president and the White House and the SecDef are saying is slim yourself down. Like the headquarters have gotten too bulky. There's a lot of fat to be trimmed. Thinking through how do we do that? And then frankly, and this is like the unromantic, unsexy thing from the Pentagon perspective, how do we set some of these things in motion and just let the Army function and make sure that this stuff's there for them being soldiers and units.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. We're cutting we're cutting a 4-star headquarters. Actually, yeah, 1 main 4-star headquarters. We're consolidating a bunch of commands. Cutting 40 plus general officer positions. So General George has really been doing this since he got to be the chief, but the Secretary of Defense gave us the directive and the kind of permission to do it. And so we're leaning out all the top heavy stuff in the Army and getting the numbers back into the force. So you have non-commissioned officers and you have soldiers into formations and not surrounding 4-star generals somewhere.
Yeah, I bet you could probably help with some of the budgetary issues and whatnot if you guys just did an auction on the Milley portrait.
Ooh, yeah. No comments.
I would be very curious to see what that would sell for, and I know it's sitting in an office somewhere.
So you want to talk about a tank? No.
Yeah.
No, they
I had to.
No, it's like fuck you. No, but like the other cool.
I was not expecting that.
No, but there's a lot of other cool stuff going on. So like the headquarters stuff, that's all like bureaucracy stuff. If you want to know the cool stuff the Army's doing, like we're going to do live fires on the new tank. Like I'm going to go up to Detroit in July and see live fires. And like, how do we do that? We'll drive it in December. We'll do new rocket tests in July. We'll do fly our new drones all through the summer. Like the Army.
Can we be part of any of that?
Is it public?
We need to bring you out.
We'll figure it out.
Not open to the public, but you know what I mean, like classified.
Like, it's not classified.
Yeah.
And I love being able to tell taxpayers, here's how we're spending your money. Here's how we're spending our money. We're doing the right thing. So yeah, like
it'll be on our dime. We'll fucking fly out there if you give us.
No, I'm talking about
permission
with the tank stuff.
Yeah, we'll still fly out.
Hell yeah.
But if you let us shoot that shit,
that'd be awesome.
No, I hate shooting tanks.
It's like I hate hearing, like the U.S. aid shit where it's like, oh, we went to Sudan and spent $2 billion on male circumcision. Oh, God, man, I really just hate the IRS. I see a tank blow up some shit from a mile away. I'm like, I can pay a little bit of taxes.
Yeah, we'll think about this.
This
so
new tank is kick-ass.
It is, and like
I don't even know what the new one is.
So it's called the M1E3.
E3, baby.
So the Abrams is an amazing tank.
Yeah.
It is the
You might
best
not be
main
able to
battle
Google
tank in
it.
the world. You definitely can. The M1A2 SEP V3, like the Abrams,
When I saw it, it was
best
in a
main battle
tent.
tank in the world.
It was like hidden in a tent.
Yeah, I know.
Is that it? Wait. Well,
No, that's a webpage. Yes, that's like the mock-up. So like one of the things that's about that is it has an autoloader. So how do you take like the same way that your rifle, like you pull the trigger once and it cycles, like right now inside of an Abrams, pull it and a dude literally opens
are
the pen
so
there.
big, dude.
What if we just automated that? So we'll start doing that.
To my understanding, the
big bitch.
Soviets
Hell yeah.
were super big in the autoloaders, right?
Yeah, Russians got really good at it.
Yeah, but that was one of the weaknesses of their tanks is that the autoloaders basically you hit anything into the turret and all of those rounds go off.
And it'll fail. Yeah.
Holy shit! The camera's on that bitch.
Yeah. So
I'm assuming that's a solved problem in this.
yeah, so that's what we're going through testing on, so that like if you take a round, like the main battle tank should be able to tank a round, right?
Yeah.
And not self-destruct. So yes.
Well, the Soviets weren't very good at that part.
yeah, true. LOL. But the
That
other thing
wasn't
is,
in their budgetary
is the reason
requirements.
the reason they have so many cameras is what if that tank was also like, I don't know, optionally manned? What if it was a robot itself? And what if we had, I don't know, like F1 seats in there that were comfortable to drive, and you could like
AC.
have software driving it for you and help you, so that you don't have 4 dudes in a big metal box that have to crawl out the back if something catastrophic happens.
That's why I was like, so a lot of the, you were even saying with breaching, it's like, hey, we can just have something, an object,
Yeah.
a remote object breach, and then you don't have to worry about a soldier getting up.
Yeah, which we've done, by the way. The remote breaching.
No shit.
So have you heard of the MICLIC, mine
I'm assuming
mine
no.
clearing?
Shoots at a big
Something.
charge.
Yeah.
Ends, and then blows up.
It's like a big thing of deck cord, essentially.
Exactly.
Exactly right.
So right now, soldiers drive that up there. You drive it up to the line to the minefield, and you have to clear the minefield.
And everybody knows where you're going, and everybody's shooting at you.
Yeah. So what if you just had a robot do that? Or even better, what if you had a robot drive up and like a bunch of small drones come off of it, go find the mines because they can have a camera, and you just go boop and blow up the mines. So you actually have something like, what if we just didn't put soldiers in really shitty situations all the time?
Because
What
we
are
have
we
robots
paying
to do
him
it.
for, though?
To think,
I want meat shields. That's where I was.
Well, the Russian army has some new openings.
they have 5 rounds and 1 rifle, and you just figure it out.
It's funny, though. It's an important point, though. Because
It's funny.
at the end of the day, right, as savage as we are, human beings are, you're not, wars are won by putting soldiers in the mud,
Boots on ground.
taking and holding terrain.
Yeah.
So we still need it. All this drones and the robots and stuff, and all this stuff that this guy's like developing in his evil bedroom at night or wherever.
Why do you say evil?
It's very dark and scary.
And bedroom? Why did I say bedroom?
That's my thinking space.
Anyway, it's not going to replace.
I have a life.
Soldiers on the ground, and so our stuff is built around getting soldiers into position to take and hold ground.
But not making them do the shitty jobs.
By not wasting,
Well, the dangerous ones.
Wasting
Yeah, well,
their lives.
so like,
God, I joined way too early.
what
There's
like
still
what are
time.
robots good at? Dull, dirty, dangerous. That's what robots are good for. And all the things that, like, soldiers will always do dangerous things. Like, we expect them on behalf of the country to do like terrible things on our
Drinking
behalf.
and driving.
Like, finding every porta potty possible. No, but like,
That's what
like
infantry
Kuwait
does.
Kuwait's a terrible place. But what if some of the things that we know that we can like stop that? Like, what if into the breach, like into the first dude in the door? What if that was a robot every time, instead of just one of our guys?
That'd be cool.
Right. So second guy in isn't like soaking up all the fire because the robot's gone. And if the robot blows up and dies, okay, like Wally, like we'll build
get
Wally
another one.
2.0.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, according to my Marine Corps friends, the first guy in is usually an M67 frag grenade.
There is that.
But what if the robot threw
Googly
5
eyes.
of them? Yeah.
With googly eyes. Hey, shit ass.
Assalamu alaikum.
Fucking Craighead. Hello, Muhammad.
Butler's just sweating.
So, but what's replaced?
Cultural
What's replaced the
appropriation.
frag grenade? So we are sending now a drone in. You know, like the high-end special operations units. Baghdadi, others were killed. The drones are going in first.
Oh, dude,
Yep. Dogs with cameras.
yeah. Actually, one of my buddies was on that raid. Like,
No shit.
Yeah.
Cool story, like.
But yeah, they were on that, and the dog, because they actually pivoted. They said the dog died, and the dog was fine.
Yeah, Thor
Yeah.
was fine.
Yep.
And
The robot dog.
No, the dog.
Dog dogs. They sent in real dogs. Yeah.
dogs,
Canine.
cameras,
Oh, holy fuck.
drones, explosive drones.
Yep.
Sending all that
So like
shit
this
in
is
first.
regiment,
Yeah.
doing some of their FPV stuff where that's their shoot house, and they literally flew the drone in and then cleared it.
No whoa, that's dope.
Cool.
So it's just just the little drone that goes in first.
Yeah, and think about it. You put a 9-banger on, and the like you don't care about the drone coming back, but you fly a 9-banger in and you clear it, and the first dude in, like everybody's before the first guy breaches. Like we could do that every time.
That's fucking. Wow. Yeah, Baghdadi clocked himself off before.
Yeah, 'cause he was a
anything.
pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got like dollars and everything from it.
And then that's the one I showed you about earlier. Like that's the ISV with the like all the gun mounts on it.
240. I'll show him that. That's his wheelhouse.
Oh, that absolutely is just warthog-esque.
Hey, right? Like I'm like, where's the Gauss cannon?
But you know the Rangers have to like
cool.
gun it up,
cool.
and I'm like, it's not for fighting from, guys.
No, it's a true
just
transport.
mobility.
It gets you
It's
there, so you don't have to
they're
walk
like,
in
but
12
we need,
miles.
like, lots of guns on it.
So is every acquisition process as much of a shit show as the NGSW program?
Yes. That's not fair. So it's super easy to shit on acquisition people. There's a lot of really good ones. Like our acquisition.
Alex used to be an acquisitions guy.
No, I am qualified as an acquisition
He's got the
professional.
acquisitions tab.
Yeah. It's like PowerPoint Ranger. No, so like our acquisition military deputy, he's a 3-star. He's phenomenal. I've worked with him for a decade. Like he is a change maker. Our current principal deputy for acquisition, he just came from Congress. He's a change maker.
And not to shit on the guys, but the process.
The process
rather.
itself. Okay,
So we're changing
we are changing. So during GWAT,
characterization of needs.
well, yeah. So during GWAT, we had like a way better way to do this. If you were like, hey, I need something, we were like, yeah, why wouldn't we buy that? And we just bought things. Like we bought
Black
the right
credit
things.
card, like
Right.
go for it.
Yeah.
So if it was legal,
Okay.
moral, and ethical then, it's legal, moral, and ethical now. So what we're doing now is instead of like, we do this stupid thing where we have a requirements document and somebody who's making up words and they sound really cool and the document's like this thick and nobody ever actually reads it. And I mean that. And everybody probably just got really offended. I don't care. Like nobody actually reads those things. So what if we just said, it should work. It should probably do like these things. It should work. It should work. It should probably do these
So you're
things.
describing like outcomes,
And it's like
instead of
3 pages.
specific things.
So
Gotcha.
for our command and control stuff, and everybody here has seen TAC or ITAC or ATAC, where it's literally like an Android app on a phone.
you've got the
and,
phone
and
in there.
everybody's on our chest.
On the chest rigs.
So as we redo all of our command and control things, like we just said, hey, what if commanders could see to their unit from a tablet? What if we could just see everything from a tablet? Like build the architecture that does that, because I can see everything on Google Maps. I can put tabs down. Like we know the technology exists. Like the unit did this.
It's
a
simple. People
decade
can
ago.
already use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The UI is already like, if you've used an iPhone, you know how to drop pins. Like everybody already intuitively.
right.
It's the reason why the baseball grenade. Like
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
That's a great example.
So
I'm
if we
gonna use
told
that.
if we
Go for
told
it.
industry, well, like 97% of kids coming into the Army have never thrown a baseball.
it worked in World War II.
It did.
Yeah.
Wait,
Because-
what?
yeah.
Oh, wait, pause.
Well, so let's go back to the acronym.
Okay.
So
What?
what if we just told industry, like the best of industry, like the companies that we have working on the first tranche, and I can say this, nobody should get offended, like the Palantirs, the Andurils, the Microsoft, the Googles, the Cabinis, the Sierra Nevada. Like what if we just said, hey, it should sort of work on a tablet, figure out the rest of it so it doesn't suck. And we just let them sort of work together, like literally sit at a table and go like, here's what it should look like. Here's how we should work. It should be as easy as we give it to you. It's on an iPhone. You figure it out. If it's something doesn't work, you tell us and we'll fix it. What if we just did that instead of this whole bullshit process that takes 7 years and you are like out of the service by the time we give it to you?
It's almost like how the Hellfire or the drones, where it's like, hey, just give them an Xbox controller,
Yeah.
and then these
That's
kids
right.
know how to do
Exactly.
it.
Like there's a reason that companies design the way they do for our everyday lives. What if we just did that? So we did. So we put some of these guys on contract. We said, get around a table, figure it out. 4 months later, they came up with the first prototype. We took it to NTC. We gave it to an armor formation. So we gave it to a bunch of tankers. We gave it to a striker unit. And we said, does it work? And they went, this is way better than anything. Because they could see themselves. They could see the enemy. They could task each other. They could talk to each other. And it was super simple. So we told them, hey, like, don't watch pred porn all the time. Like, that chews up all your bandwidth. And we know we all like watching the strikes, but like don't do that.
Yeah.
And they went, okay.
Did they have the option to?
Yeah, like you.
Oh,
can,
that'd be a hard one not to
well, like,
watch.
it's like
It's the bad habits of GWAT. You're always pulling in
like you could
Drone
see
footage
you had
and-
access, so you watched it.
full motion video.
It's just like,
Oh, they're going buzzer on. They're going buzzer on.
Yeah.
So we said like, hey, what if we
It's
were
like
just
somebody's
smarter?
hogging all the bandwidth.
What happened to my frame rate?
Yeah, it's like, what are those 3 guys doing over there? Is there a goat? So
Everyone has the same story.
yeah,
The Jurassic Park. What's going to happen to the goat?
life finds a way.
Oh no!
So and then what if we like said, hey, there's Starlink antennas and Starshield antennas. We could give you bandwidth. So we let them iterate on that for a year, and that is going to replace all of our command and control systems. So all of the fire systems, which we've had those for 30 years. It's really good at what it does. What if it was just like, there's a target I don't want to strike it. What are my options? Or what if AI was like, hey, there's a target, you can strike it. Here are your
That's
options.
what
Here's
we're
the
seeing
best
now.
one.
It's the AI saying,
And
and
somebody-
here's the best way to fire at it.
Yeah, and so
Based
you don't
on
go
all
like
the joint
Winchester on
force.
everything.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
just to describe what the old fire system was, it's standalone boxes, standalone computer boxes with its own satellite trailer. With, it's every single thing we have is a standalone system that requires men, maintenance, the whole thing. And now it's
What if every app on your iPhone, I had to give you a new iPhone? Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
You had to
God.
carry like 17 different iPhones just to
Yeah.
like function in life.
I love the AI process of it because then it is no different than chess AI. It's like, hey, here's the greatest move that you can do. Here's the second best. Here's the third best.
Yeah,
and it's
that's right.
just doing that for you. But there still needs to be that human touch to it to
Yeah.
be like, hey, okay, let's do this one.
And it's not magic, right? So like we have had some of the best technologists in the world, because when we first tried this, so that process is called weaponeering. It's like, how do you match the thing that you want to kill with the thing that can kill it? The easiest answer for AI up front was like, everything gets a tomahawk. Like tomahawk, like you'll definitely
I
kill
like
it with a
that
tomahawk.
a lot.
Like one dude, tomahawk, one tank, tomahawk.
Well, once you develop the meta,
Yeah, it's like, and then,
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
well, then we were like, hey,
100% results.
what if we didn't have infinite tomahawks? Like, what if the Game Shark wasn't on? I just Hellfire.
Go to hellfire.
I pictured that meme video of like the nose of the aircraft going,
And they're like, oh, no more tomahawks, SM3. But it's like, what if we didn't have that? So it's like, how do we train these things so that they actually do the things that are useful?